If you take a quick look at the wall back here where the clock is, at the level we're at here, you'd have to go through 450 feet of Hoover Dam concrete to reach the waters of Lake Mead. From the level we're at here, you would still have to swim up 360 feet to reach the surface of the water. That's how much water we're holding back. We're not at the thickest portion of the dam. That is still below us, about 200 feet. The base of Hoover Dam is 660 feet thick. To give you a visual on how massive that really is, look from the back wall where the clock is all the way down to the end of the room, and that'll give you 660 feet. There are 8 generators here on the Nevada wing of the power plant. On the Arizona wing, there's 9. Besides that one generator difference, these wings are mirror images of each other. Each generator is capable of producing 130 megawatts of power. That's enough to supply about 65,000 homes with electricity per generator. When you look at the generator, you're only seeing the top 30 feet of a 70-foot structure. The blue cap is called the spider housing. If you take your line of sight down to where it appears you're looking through a window, you can see that steel shaft spinning. That shaft goes down an additional 30 feet below to where it's attached to the turbine. The turbine is what spins when the water comes in from Lake Mead. The water hits the turbine at a speed around 48 miles an hour, spins it, is rotating that shaft at 180 RPMs. Now down there on the floor behind the aluminum railing, that rust-colored object, that is a Pelton water wheel horizontal in-house generator, so it's got a lot of names. The important part, in-house. That's what supplies the power here at Hoover Dam. That's what's operating our lights and elevators. Now if you bring your eyes up to where you see our American flag proudly displayed, our flag is hanging from a green P&H bridge crane. We have 2 of these cranes, the one with our flag and the other crane is towards the end of the bay. These cranes can travel the whole length of this room on these tracks you see on the powerhouse walls. So each crane is rated for 300 tons. To put that in perspective, the Statue of Liberty weighs in at a mere 225 tons. So one crane can easily lift her. Well, at the dam, we need more power than that. So what we can do is slide these cranes together to form one large super crane with 600 tons of lifting power. And we just need that occasionally. Looking back at the generators, that red drum is called the stator. There's 5 miles of stationary copper coiled around that stator. Sitting inside the stator is the biggest piece of equipment in the generator. It's the rotor. The rotor is what holds the electromagnets that spin past the copper to create the power. So visually, the rotor